always try to have a theme for 2000, for whatever year it is. In 2017, it's autism in the classroom, that we're trying to give you more information about what works in the classroom. As a former educator, this is really important to me. As a mother, it's central to me. And as a human being on this planet, I recognize how important it is that if we don't take care of and educate everyone, we're going to be in deep doo-doo. And we don't want to be in deep doo-doo. So we want to be as productive as we can, and autism is a reality in the classroom. So today's autism in the classroom discussion is about when we have idle hands. We were just talking earlier about how this is a particular time of year where things can get a little bumpy. If you are experiencing the fact that your kids are coming home from school and they're a little bit squirrelier than they normally are, it's not your imagination. For any teachers that are watching, I want to say to you, I know it's the end of the year, it's close to the end, and it's the time of year when you've got a lot of paperwork that you have to get done, and you have to get things down off the walls in your classroom, and the kids are done, you're done, it's warm outside, and everybody is feeling like maybe we should be doing less in the classroom. Well, okay, but the problem is that so often people kind of give up, and we tend to watch a lot of movies and think that maybe that's a good way to spend time towards the end of the year. But the truth of the matter is, and most teachers will attest to this, that when you give students nothing to do, then you're going to create a vacuum in which a vacuum has to be filled, and you're going to get behaviors. Because as much as we rail against and we don't want to have this very regimented, schedule, the truth of the matter is that when we get too far off schedule, we don't really know what to do. It's okay to color a little outside the lines, but it's important to do it in a way that's productive. So if you want to disrupt the schedule a little bit, let's talk about some things that would be beneficial. If you're going to show movies in the classroom, show movies and give them an assignment to go with the movie. For instance, let's say you show a Disney movie, but you say to them before it's over, now look, I'm going to be asking you guys to pair up into 2s or 3s or 4s, whatever is productive for whatever age, and then I'm going to ask you to write a scene that comes after the movie for those characters. And it's like 2 minutes. You give them an assignment so it has them thinking while they're watching their movie, and there's a follow-up that comes afterwards. It's active, and we want to keep our kids active. If it doesn't have to be movies that you can do. This is a great time to pull out all the educational games that you can possibly think of. And there are endless games. I really want to encourage teachers to go to Pinterest and look up games to play in the classroom, educational games to play in the classroom, and you're going to find so many different things. And if you can't make it work into the classroom, this is a great time to take them outside. Before it gets too hot earlier in the day, take them outside and work on something outside the classroom. If you're working on science, send them on a scavenger hunt in the play yard to find, these 5 things and classify them, whatever your lesson is. But, make it be something that's active. Let's not get into passive learning. Now, for parents whose teachers have not gotten this memo, if you've got a kiddo who's come home and they are squirrely, because they have not had their minds and their bodies kept active enough during school, it's so super duper important. They're going to come home and they're going to say, I want a break. And everything in their body language is going to suggest, I want a break. It's really important now, while the weather is good, to get out and make them do some form of exercise after school to shake off whatever they didn't do in school. So, if you have a pool or you have a community pool, get them in the pool if it's warm enough. Get them walking, get them running around a track, get them planting flowers, but something where they've got to be pushing and pulling, because those are those big major muscles that will help release some of that tension. Otherwise, you're going to get some behavior. This is a transition time. It's difficult for kids. Let them work it out through their bodies. And you'll find that you'll have more productive students and happier kids at home.